Hi, my lovelies. Of course, it's your favorite YouTuber, Nicole San Diego. And as you can see, this video is about the Art Institute. And like the last video I made, mostly about the school shutting down. So in this video, it's gonna be a 2, maybe a 3-part video, depending on how it goes. In this video, mostly gonna be me talking about the email that students got stating that we don't have to pay our student loans. Mind you, the email is from the Department of Education. And just to say right now, for students that went to the Art Institute, most likely we weren't. For those of us that went there from January 2004 to October 2017, we weren't paying that back. They know right now we weren't going to pay that back. We were paying that back. And you know right now we were paying that back. But yeah. So I'm end up having screenshots of the email that they sent to all the students that went there that do not have to pay the student loans back, and that they will be forgiven. Briefly talk about Biden canceling $6.1 billion of our student loans, which will be roughly 317,000 students that went to our institute. Talking about how the remaining, I think it was like 8 to 10 campuses that was left. Y'all can leave a comment how many that were left. Talk about those campuses that were officially shut down last year at the end of September. And of course, having a screenshot of from me looking at the NailNet website, saying that they're partnering with the Department of Education. Like, I ain't partnering, they taking over. I'm telling you right now, NailNet, they taking over. But yeah. And I'm gonna pretty much briefly talk about how none of us were going to pay that back anyway, because one, the school was crap even before they started shutting campuses down. COVID and pretty much the remaining campuses shutting down at the end of September. So yeah, I'll be talking a little bit of each and every little thing in this video. This will be a part 1. I'm gonna do a 2-parter, maybe a 3. We'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna go ahead and play the news clip as well, which I will have linked below, or you can just look it up on YouTube, or you know look up the news articles. But I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all watch the news article. And
tonight, President Joe Biden erasing $6.1 billion of student loan debt for students who attended the Art Institute. This comes after the school abruptly announced their closure back in September. And this relief will apply to students who attended from January of 2004 to October of 2017. Students will be notified today, and Biden's move now puts the total number of relief erased at $160 billion for nearly 5 million borrowers. And federal student aid chief operating officer, that is Richard Cordray, he released a statement following the announcement saying, quote, "We cannot replace the time stolen from these students, but we can lift the burden of their debt. We remain committed to working with our federal and state partners."
okay, so back to what I was saying before showing the news clip. This is screenshots of the email that I mentioned that states that all the students that went to the Art Institute from January 1st, 2004 to October 16th, 2017, it pretty much states that we no longer have to make any payments to our student loans. More so because the Department of Education and Joe Biden got together, saw the situation, and also saw that the fact that the Art Institute no longer exists, for the fact that the remainder campuses that were open officially shut down the remaining campuses last year at the end of September of 2023. Mind you, I didn't actually know about it until, you know, after the fact that I moved out of state, but that's panic. But honestly, for the students that went there with this time period, I admit I am glad that I no longer have to pay it, as well as the students that went there in this time frame. They don't have to pay it. But the students that went there after October of 2017, honestly think that something should be done for those students as well. For the fact that they did attend the schools as well. That is just my opinion. But for the fact that the students that went there as well and either only had one quarter left to graduation, or they were still in the school, trying to finish their classes, or, start the next quarter while getting their associates or bachelors or whatever, I feel like something could have been done for those students as well. And for the professors that were there, I feel bad for the professors that were there, for the fact that, they have to now look for a whole nother job, unless, they actually had another job, working at another campus, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Because there were some professors I had when I was there that actually worked other jobs too. But the thing is, and point blank, I just believe that, you know, the students that were there after October of 2017 should have gotten something for their loans too, because they got hit the hardest with having to deal with the school shutting down at the end of September after finishing a quarter there. But I also have another screenshot of, well, from Nelnet, that they were, um quote unquote, partnering with the Department of Education about the student loans, which is basically, saying that they're partnering with them, but really I think the Department of Education wanted to like take over and try to make sure that the students that were misled by campuses that they went to, they get their student loans erased or have something done to it. But that's just my opinion. Okay, so here's the screenshot from Nelnet when I went on the website about, them making changes to the website, or, you know, whenever you log in, and I'm guessing partnering with the Department of Education. But, of course, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure every Art Institute student probably thinking it too, that honestly, the Art Institute, they are full of it. And that we are all glad that the school no longer exists, for the fact that they scam their students by misleading them, telling us one thing, and then we end up finding out something else through the government. And in all honesty, the school was full of it, because honestly, I didn't find out about the campuses gradually shutting down across the U.S. until maybe when I was there, like maybe a year and a half in while I was there. But in all honesty, I'm just glad the school doesn't exist no more and that I don't have to pay my student loans. But on behalf of all the students that went there, none of us was going to end up paying that back anyway because they ended up, because, well, one, we weren't paying that back because of COVID, and two, we weren't paying that back because the school, the remaining schools ended up being non-existent after the end of September of last year. So nobody was going to pay that back. Nobody was going to pay that back. Who was going to pay that back? I even told people that I knew I wasn't paying that back because the school don't exist, and it would be a waste of money for us to pay it back to a school that don't exist. So why? Why? So the point is, for all the students that went there from January 2004 to October 2017, we're all grateful that we no longer have to pay. But for the students that did go there after 2017, I feel bad for those students because for the ones that didn't graduate from there, I feel bad for the fact that they don't get their debt forgiven. I was trying to say erased, but they don't get their debt forgiven because of the fact that they went to school after October 2017. Because, of course, with the school, they won't tell you about the issues that they're having until after the fact of being there a few quarters and end up finding out from other students that went there that not only have debt but will tell you that the school is full of it because of the fact that we didn't find out until after the fact of us being there. Because when I attended the one in Decatur when I first started, we were all having a meeting with the faculty, and they're telling us that the campuses were gradually closing, and that the one we were at, we're going to have a quote unquote teach out. Like, everybody had questions, everybody wondering what we're going to end up doing. And honestly, all the students that were there, every quarter, we were gradually either graduating, dropping out, or transferring to the main campus, or transferring to the SCAD. I mean, it's a little more expensive than the Art Institute, but honestly, I would have wished I transferred to SCAD so that I didn't have to pay any of my student. Well, I could have got a better education. I would have rather paid a little more money at the time than you know having to deal with the school. You know. The point is, I'm just glad I no longer have to pay my student loans, but as well as any other art institute student that went there. But in all honesty, I just hope that for the students that not only went there get their loans forgiven, but as well as getting some form of check as well for the payments that we had to make when we were there. Because I had to start making payments even before I graduated when I was there, and I started making payments like maybe 6 months after I graduated. And honestly, I didn't even want to make those payments because of the fact that the school was full of crap. But I do want to let you guys know I'm going to make a part 2 of this video so that you guys can get the other students that I went to school with, point of view, and that you would get a better understanding of why we are infuriated with the school as well. And I'll probably end up giving a little more of my opinion of the school too, but they'll probably be in the part two. But I would like you to like, comment, subscribe. And if you also went to a college that ended up getting shut down, like the Art Institute, you're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comments description below. And I'll see you in part two.